leverage, synergy, touch base, and so many more phrases that you have never heard. And even if you've heard them, you've probably thought about what do they mean because you're here watching this video. In this video, we're going to talk about 5 of the most common business English vocabulary so you are well prepared for that business meeting or job interview. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Alice. I'm an online educator and a business communications coach. So we're going to get started with some of these common vocabulary. So the first one is leverage. Leverage means to use something, which is a resource or a skill, to its maximum advantage. Think about it as you have these skills and this network in this company. How do you use your network and or skill to better showcase your abilities? You may contact people in your network to help you become better at your job. You may contact them to learn more skills. And then in your performance review, you may apply those skills and all that wisdom and knowledge to make you more efficient at your job and maybe get that promotion a lot faster. You use the leverage of your community and knowledge to empower you and get a benefit in the company, which is that raise or promotion. So that's how we use leverage. The most common form of leverage is really knowledge. So when you acquire new knowledge, you acquire proficiency and you use that to your advantage. That's leverage to get what you want. So if you want a better paid position, whatever it is that you want to use these opportunities as leverage. That's how we use that term. Another one is synergy. Means how do we make it work? How can we work together and combine our efforts? If you're in a team and you use all these skill sets, you're working together to solve a problem. You have synergy. You're trying to come to solve problem by using group think and group knowledge or the knowledge of the group. So that's synergy. And we use that a lot in the corporate environment. Let's bring our team on board and synergy so that we can get this project done. So that's how we use that. Another example is synergy between the marketing and sales teams lead to successful campaigns. So when these departments are working together, the outcome is a lot better. And then everybody wins, hopefully. Another one is touch base. It's briefly check in on the communication with someone else. So let's check base. Let's get in touch to discuss this milestone or this task. It sounds weird, touch base. You're physically touching a base. Let's say in baseball, you touch the first base, second base by tapping your foot against that plaque so you can keep running around the square. Touch base is a checkpoint or a way of communicating a milestone or a task. In American culture, it's actually, we over communicate to my liking. I think it's better, but sometimes, especially if you're an engineer and you're working on complex problems, if you're trying to over communicate, it interrupts your flow. It's interesting how we navigate our time and we almost have to account for over communication or a lot of meetings. So we have to touch base. For some people, it might seem as micromanaging, but it's just our culture to over communicate. Another one is bandwidth, is the capacity or ability to take on more work or task. Think of it like this. When you hear somebody say, I don't have the bandwidth to do that right now, you want to ask, when do you think you'll have time to do it? Bandwidth is related to resource constraint. So time is a resource constraint. And that's really important to understand that word, because if somebody doesn't have the bandwidth, they don't have the time. And it's really important to know if they have time or not. And streamline is the last one. It's basically how do we make something more efficient? How do we make it flow better, simplify the process? Here's the tip. If you can simplify the process or communicate simply, you're always ahead of the curve. That's another one. You're ahead of the competition. Because people in America, we like it simple. Keep it simple, stupid. Especially in business, simple and to the point. An example of streamline, using this in a phrase, is we need to streamline our processes to meet deadlines faster. Which is another way of saying is like, how can we get smarter and not work harder? How do we, of course we work hard, but how can we also work smart? What can we do in our work that can make our time more efficient and our processes more efficient? So I hope that this vocabulary help you better understand American business culture. Please leave in the description some of the vocabulary words that you have come across. I'm curious to hear what those are and what was surprising for you when you first heard them, because I think, for example, in America is very different from Australian English or British English. And I remember doing business in the UK and just really not understanding some of the lingo. So I think that if we could just always have a cheat sheet of the key phrases, we would be so much better off. Anyway, I will continue sharing information on this playlist, which is Learning Business English with Alice. So make sure to subscribe to it if you're getting ready to go to America on a business trip or to study abroad here in the States. I'd be happy to help you navigate some of those cultural nuances and lingos that we use. So thanks for watching today, and as always, do the best that you can every day.